Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the I Love Me podcast with me, Thor. I can't believe I'm actually saying this. I've been working on this project for a few weeks. And in case you don't know, this podcast is about self-love and how people live holistically and authentically themselves. And each week I'll be joined by a special guest. And this week, my special guest is...
Siyun, hello.
Hello!
Hi.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Siyun. I'm a second year commerce student here at Mount Allison, going into my third. I'm also a CHMA intern, just like you. CHMA intern working here for the summer. My ethnicity is Korean. I was born in Korea, but I immigrated to Canada when I was 8. So, 11 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's it like living in Canada, and how have you been able to connect with your culture even though you're not there?
Well, I mean, I basically grew up here. I don't have that much memory of Korea, so that's, I don't know. I just live in Canada.
Yeah.
But with my culture, I don't know. I've always just liked drama, Korean dramas. Just kept watching it. There's these web comics that's in Korean that I read all the time since I was 10 or something, and I still do. So I guess that those kinds of things that keeps me connected in terms of media, I guess, Korean media.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just keeps developing my Korean, I guess. I have an older brother and I speak better Korean than him. So I guess in terms of those, that's how I keep connected with my culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So you grew up in Sackville, right?
No, I grew up in around the Fredericton region, still in New Brunswick, but I came to Sackville. I moved to Sackville last summer, about a year ago, actually.
Ooh. Okay, so if everyone doesn't know, we're in May and it's Asian Heritage Month.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it like for you to be a part of the Asian culture?
Well, for me, being Asian, I've never really thought about it, really. I just live. I have grown up in a very I grew up in a small town, the village of Minto, and there isn't much Asian people living there. When I first came, there was no Asian families. I don't recall there being an Asian family.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of I don't think I noticed it at that time, probably just because I was really little.
Yeah.
And I think that just kind of engraved it into my life that it didn't really matter that much. I wasn't seeing my skin color and I was just seeing all these white kids.
Yeah.
And
did you ever feel out of place though?
Not really. I think my personality wise, I didn't really care. I didn't really take much notice. I think that was one of the things that I think that's just one of those things that got me to not really care.
Yeah.
Or just think about it. Yeah.
That's cool. That's good. I'm happy that you didn't really care for it, because I know me growing up, I was always that one kid. I was always although I grew up in predominantly black country, I was always that one kid that was really loud or really obnoxious. So I always stood out and everyone was shut up. But I couldn't. So, you're 19.
Yes.
You've lived 19 years on this earth.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any negative experiences in your life?
Yeah. In my general life, in general, a big thing that happened, I guess, was I was raped when I was 7 years old.
Oh my God.
I guess that's a negative experience.
Yeah.
But I was a really dumb child. Not a dumb child, but I don't recall much of those memories.
Yeah.
So I guess that's fine.
Yeah. How did you cope with it, if you don't mind sharing? How did you deal with it?
literally what happened, like my brain blocked the memories of it happening, like the action, like I remember like leading up to it, like how I got there, which was just me being dumb following a stranger. Don't do that. But like after, like, so I don't remember like it happening. I just remember before and after. So that itself is a disorder. I guess. I'm not really that affected by it. It's dissociative disorder,
Mm-hmm.
where like the brain just blocks a memory, a
Yeah.
traumatic memory from happening. So I went to a therapist, like a child therapist, I guess. And I just remember having fun. I was like just doing origami, and then like the therapist was just, trying to get me to be a happy kid again.
Yeah.
Which I don't recall not being a happy kid, but I guess I was anyway. Um, so yeah, from that, like the therapist was like trying to like get me to, um, okay, yeah. So the therapist was trying to get me to recall the memory again, because it's a disorder that I have. My memory stopped working.
Yeah.
But my mom was just kind of like, it doesn't need to come back. It's fine. Like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna affect her. So it's just gonna be like, she just thought it'd be worse if I remembered it. So
Right.
yeah. So I still don't remember to this day. I think I have memory problems, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's just kind of like how I coped with it, I guess.
Yeah.
Therapy, and just not remembering.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like these experiences like happen to you.
Yeah.
Um, like, do you find yourself like being more cautious now?
I definitely, like, I didn't realize that happened until like grade 12. Like I was always just thinking, like, just because I couldn't remember it, like I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
I was kidnapped. That was it, and I came back safe. But then like it caught on to me, and I asked my mom like, oh, what happened that time, and she was like explaining what happened to me. Yeah, so grade 12 was when I realized that it all happened. So I guess from then on, it was just kind of like I just realized that I was raped, and it could also happen to me again, which is not fun, but you never know. So when I came to university, I kind of like was very scared to walk at night alone, even just on campus.
Yeah.
Um, uh, because I did live in a very small town, and I did live in a very small town, so I didn't really walk around. I didn't really
Yeah.
leave my house that much. Yeah, and if we went anywhere, we went by car, so I wouldn't have to walk anywhere alone. But when I came to university, you can just get anywhere by foot
Yeah.
in the town. So I guess so when it was dark, it was kind of scary. So I like asked my like friends to like walk me to places. My brother also goes here, so I was like, "Hey, can you walk me across this like 1 minute place
Yeah.
from here to here?" Um, so I guess those kinds of things, but I don't think that stems from my rape experience.
I'm sorry you had these negative experiences in your life because it's not right. No one should have these experiences, and honestly, I just can't say sorry enough. I'm sorry you had to go through that. You're from Korea. Um, what's your favorite thing that you miss about being in home?
Definitely my family. I don't know if that's generic.
Wait,
but,
your family is still in Korea?
Yeah. No. So my immediate family's here.
Right.
But like my relative, my grandparents,
Aw.
my yeah. So when we came to came to Canada, my cousin's family, like my aunt, my uncle, and my little baby cousin, they came to Canada like a year before us, and my immediate family, my mom, my dad, my brother, and I, we came to Canada. So our relatives, like my grandparents, they're all still there. So kind of like that. Like I have like more cousins, aunts, uncles back there. So I have like gone back a couple times to visit.
Yeah.
So like I would stay at their places, those kind
Ooh.
of things. And a few of them have come to Canada to visit in the summers. Not too much, but like three times about three times.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice.
So like now that this COVID-19 pandemic has started, we've seen like Asian hate crimes increase dramatically, especially here in Canada. Have you ever been a victim of like that with it since these times have begun?
Okay. I see. The thing is, I can't really tell
Yeah.
if it's racism towards me or just that somebody doesn't like me. Like just as a human person, I
Yeah.
can't ever tell the difference. So I guess when COVID started, like I knew that it was happening since, like I've heard the news from Korea, from China, that it was beginning, and like our semester started in January.
Yeah.
And COVID started in Asia in December.
Yeah.
So we knew that was happening. We knew it was coming. So my mom, we got masks before March. Like around, I'm pretty sure it was like beginning of March, end of February.
Oh.
So we already got masks.
Yeah.
And I was wearing it because my mom told me to wear it. And
was that weird for everyone to see?
it
like,
was
you just
like
wearing a
I
mask?
came to class. I came to a psych class, and I was taking it with my friends.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Why are you wearing a mask? Like, we're fine. Like, masks don't work." I'm like, "My mom told me to wear it. Go
Yes,
away.
exactly.
Wait till people start wearing masks, and you will see that I was right." And look where we are now.
You started the trend.
Yeah. But also like that's my friends. They weren't being racist, but they were just like, But
Yeah.
So when I started wearing a mask, I was just walking downtown with a friend, and there's these like three white guys that are, I don't know if their race matters, but they were just coming by, and I was just walking. We were walking towards each other.
Yeah.
To the across the sidewalk. And as they passed by me, they start coughing. They start coughing, and I only realized afterwards, like after they passed by, I'm like a few steps away from them. That's what they were doing, because I was wearing a mask, because they thought I was delusional. They thought I was, yeah. So so I started laughing because I don't know, I thought that was funny, but like also it probably wasn't. They were making fun of me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was being racist or it was just because of my mask. Because the friend that I was with was white, and I made them wear a mask too.
Yeah. I mean, it all depends on like how you feel.
Yeah.
Because like that racism might not be someone's intention,
Yeah.
but the way they make you feel is also valid. So if you feel that though it had racist intent, although that might have not have been their intention, it still came across like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that I don't
Yeah.
really think about these.
Because like sometimes like I know for me, like when I like have racist experiences, like I oftentimes like I just laugh it off and be like, oh, that's okay. Like, oh, that's okay. And I have to realize that like I'm invalidating my own feelings when I try to like laugh it off. And like I try to cope within the situation instead of like actually defending myself and actually being like, no, that's not right. Like what you just did like made me feel this type of way, and like addressing the situation. So I definitely like understand like that aspect of it, but I could never understand like the experience of like having this whole pandemic be painted towards a certain ethnicity or a certain race, which I definitely don't think is right.
Yeah, I think in that situation, it was just funny to me
Yeah.
because, like, they were coughing. They were making fun of me for wearing a mask. But in my head, I was like, you wait till you get COVID and you die. Like, I won't be the one dying.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
if you're listening, If you are listening to
Look at
this,
where she is
look at
now.
where I am now.
Yeah, like definitely for sure. Like I know like how racism can like look. Like I know how it feels
Mm-hmm.
because I know for me one time I was shopping in like JCPenney. I was like 13 at the time. And then I was just like shopping in like the boys section, you know, because I was like 13.
Mm-hmm.
And then this lady, she had a white kid. She's white, and she had her kid. And then she grabbed him and said, "Come on, honey, we have to go. We can't be around those people." And I was like,
God.
"What is going on?"
What?
And then so I just like didn't think anything of it. But I always remembered that experience. And then I never told my mom. And then so when I was like 16, I was like, what does this mean? Like, why did this happen? And then she told me like racism. And then I like actually like went back and researched and looked what it was. And then I realized that like I wasn't realizing how this affected me so much because like ever since then I've always been like cautious of myself and like the things that I do and like what I portray, especially when I'm like not in my home country and like I'm not around like people of my ethnicity or minorities or marginalized groups. So I definitely like understand how that feels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in my like elementary and middle school, because they're, yeah, again, heavily predominantly white society that I grew up with. When I first came, it was grade 3, and I remember there being a boy, a little white boy,
Yeah.
like singing a song, like I don't know what, like da, 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 the lyrics were like, I'm a Korean now, and I like Chinese food. And it was like that. And I was like, it was, I think it's like a commercial jingle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like fitting in those words. I'm like, oh, cool. He's making a song about me.
Oh my
Because I did
god.
not really, like, because I could barely speak English. But
Yeah.
like those words were like, I know what they meant. And I'm like, yeah, I do like Chinese food. Haha. And then like a teacher, like our homeroom teacher, like took us out, and she was like, that's not good. Don't he no.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, but I do like Chinese food. I know, and I didn't realize what was
Yeah.
happening. But then like looking back, I'm sure he didn't. I don't know. I don't know what his
Yeah.
intentions were. I don't know. We're like 10 years old. And
Yeah. Like for me, like I feel like no one is born racist. Like they're taught it.
right. Yeah.
And like I feel like at that like I feel like you just have to hold people accountable. Like if you have a racist action, if you've like abused me or hurt me in any way, I'm going to let you know how I feel, and then after that like I'm done. Like you can either change your behavior
Mm-hmm.
and like we can grow and learn together, or you can just stay set in your mindset and I just won't be around you or be around that energy and negative space. And like from like hearing our experiences and like how like we've talked about our experiences, we talked about like how we've overcome them. So like how did you find happiness through the like how did you find happiness even despite the negative experiences that you face? Like
Well, I think I've never really actually thought about it.
Yeah.
But I think happiness, for me at least, is just like embedded in my life and how I live and in my personality.
yeah,
I
you're
guess-
always
yeah,
like
I don't
that's such a
really-
bubbly happy person.
No, I think it's just me not like thinking through things like too deeply. Well, I do in some cases, but like not most of the times. Like it's just kind of like, oh, were they racist? Whatever.
Yeah.
And then I just move on. Like I'm not gonna see those people again. Like and I don't think I'm really like that bothered by these negative experiences. That might be why. Just my personality, I guess. So yeah, I guess like happiness is just embedded in life. You just try not to think about those things.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
I feel like me and you are definitely like on the same wavelength
Yeah.
of like our personalities. Like we often like we're always happy. We always come in like good morning, and then like sometimes we just don't like the negative stuff affect us. Like although it has affected us, like we go. I feel like for me, like I go through like a 24-hour period of where like I let it affect me, and then after that I'm done. I'm not gonna let it like affect my life, affect my happiness, like affect who I am and my personality and all that stuff. And I feel like we might be like on the same wavelength.
That's a weird sound. Okay.
Yeah. We just heard a weird sound in the studio, but for sure, like I feel like happiness does come from within, and like you just have to like learn to love who you are and be
I
yourself.
think that's spot on. Like I know it's hard for some people, just how they were,
Yeah.
how they are, but I think it works for me. So.
Yeah. And I feel like it also has something to do with like your friends around you. Because
Definitely.
like your circle determines how happy you are. Like honestly, like I had friends I tried to be happy, but it was not vibing. Like I was not vibing with it. And then I like everyone noticed. So I was just like, what are you guys talking about? Like no. And then as soon as like I stopped, I really started like becoming myself again. So like I feel like sometimes I might lose myself in certain situations. Do you like find that happening for you?
I don't think so. Not maybe I just like stayed with the same friend group basically for 10 years in
Oh.
my I didn't have that many friends. I just had like my 3 friends in from like elementary growing up to
Yeah.
high school and graduating. And actually one of those friends came with me to Mount Allison. We came to university together. So like I think I was pretty good at spotting my friends, I guess, right when I came and like just sticking with them, and they're all like chill, cool personalities, friendly personalities, weird in their own ways. But like, yeah, they're like my friends that like keep me happy. Miss them if I don't see them, that kind of thing. So I don't think, and like if I come across like a negative person, like a toxic person, um, I just have a tendency, not a tendency, but like I just don't hang out with them. Just cut them out of my lives.
Yeah.
We don't need that negativity here. And I don't think it affects me too much, but I just don't want to deal with that.
Right.
So I guess those kinds of things. I guess like I guess that was what I was doing then. Like if I, yeah, I was like making up my like social environment to be people with good intentions.
Yeah. So you did find
positivity.
yourself like having like a safe space and like, okay, that's good. So now that we talked about happiness, we talked about our negative experiences, what is self-love in your definition and what does it mean to you?
Well, I am overly self-loving. I have too much, well, not too much. I have an abundance of self-confidence, self-love. So I think it's just being happy with myself and like not being happy with myself, not hating the thing, not hating the things that I do, just being positive about my actions,
Right.
just lining up my morals, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right words, but it's hard to find the right words. It's such a like an abstract concept, I think. Personally, I mean, but yeah, it's just loving myself and living my life the way I wouldn't regret it, I guess, and just being happy with what I do. And I think I'm very good at that. I think that's part of the like just that self-love and like self-confidence. It all ties into how I deal with negative experiences,
Right.
positivity, my happiness. So I think because I have this stable mindset of like self-confidence, self-love, is how I'm able to get through those experiences.
Yeah. Like you sound like you have like rules for your self-love. Like you're always like stay positive. let it go. Like I feel like that's like your rule to like stay in tune with yourself.
I think I do say like frequent things, not frequent. Yeah, like I do say things to myself. If I'm like coming across a situation that I have to deal with, it's just like either go with the flow, like just let it happen, see where it goes, like whatever. um and if like I don't know, I think coming into university and like the environment changing has really changed my mindset, and it continues to change as I like grow and like advance in life, I guess. But like more recently, like yeah, my mindset was like just go with it, just go with the flow, see where it goes. Or just if I don't want to deal with it anymore, it's like okay, stop. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not gonna deal with this. So I guess like cutting those negativity away.
Do you find that hard though? Like for me, I find myself like very hard like saying no to people.
No, no, I'm really good at that.
Really?
At sometimes I may seem brutal, maybe. I don't know. But I mean, it's just with the people that I'm comfortable with, I guess. My friends call me honest, I guess. Brutally honest sometimes.
Oh, so you're the honest friend in the friend group.
Yeah, and I don't really it doesn't affect me too much if like I know like these are the people that will take it if I say no. If I don't want it, they're chill with it. Yeah. So like it's fine for me to say no to them if I don't want to do anything. And if it's strangers, it really doesn't matter to me what they feel. No, not really. But like if it's like does that make sense? Like just saying no to people that I don't know doesn't really
like you're not gonna put yourself in like an uncomfortable position just to like make others happy.
Because I'm not their priority. They're not my priority. Like they probably have better things to do. Like I don't have to. I don't have to take up my time for somebody else. If like definitely coming here, I realized that people are more nicer here. Like one time, like I was waiting on like the grocery store line. It was like a really long line. Well, no, it wasn't like really long. It was like three people. It was like two people ahead of us, and then three people behind us, and then like they opened up a new line. So I was like, oh, let's go on this one. And then my roommate was like, she asked the person like, oh, do you want to go before us? And I was like, is that a thing? Like, is that actually a thing? Like, I was like, am I weird? Like, I was just gonna go on the line. Is that like actually a thing? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if there's like unspoken rules about this. But like, I do like it is a little bit not awkward, but like, yeah, you do. It's like hard. Like, can I go first? Is that okay? Am I busier than you? I don't know.
Yeah, like for me, like I don't know. Like I was just like, well, I mean, it's a nice thing to do, but then also you're in line. So like I don't understand the difference.
Yeah.
But like I always find myself like giving more in friendships and relationships than I've gotten. Right. And I think that's something I need to learn how to like deal with.
I also need to go back to saying no. Like I seem like a brutal person, but I'm not. Like my line for saying no is pretty low. Like like pretty high. Like I don't know.
You say no rarely.
Yeah, rarely. Yeah. Like but if it's things that I really don't like, I can say no to it. Fine. Like I don't mean that I say no to everything. Yeah. But and going back to what were we talking about? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, like giving more in friendships. My thought process for that is, and my mom taught me this, or like spoke to me about this. It's that like if you give somebody something, like give whatever it is, like a materialistic things or non-tangible things, that whatever you give, don't expect anything at all back. Yeah. Like if you give a gift, like don't like calculate it in your head. Like, okay, I give them this for their birthday. Like I'm gonna get something back for my birthday. Don't expect it at all. I know it's hard. I know it's hard, but if you just think like, okay, I'm content with their joy. And then if they do give me something back, amazing. Oh my God, I'm going to be so like happy, very honored, not honored, but like very happy that they gave something to me, but it's not in return of what I did. It's just from what they did. And it doesn't matter what they're thinking. It's just how you perceive it. Yeah, it's just how you perceive it. So
like for me, like my friends threw me like this big birthday party. And like it was just like, okay. But then I was like, if I spent $100 in your gift, I want $100 back on my gift for my birthday. But like they threw me like this big birthday party, and then my best friend's birthday was right after mine, like, well, no, like a month after mine. And then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna like throw her a birthday party this year because I feel like she'll expect it. Like she's gonna expect me to go all out. So I did nothing. We just like went for like a cute dinner. I did nothing. And I felt so bad. So like we went to dinner, I got her like a birthday gift. And then this year, hopefully, if restrictions allow it, I'll like throw a birthday party.
Nice.
But that's a surprise. So hopefully she doesn't listen to this. But yeah,
you just blew yourself. you just threw everything away. I don't even.
All my plans have been ruined. So as we like close out the first episode of the I Love Me podcast, what would you say to the young Asian girl or guy who's moving to Canada and they're now not in a place where they see everyone like them? What is one piece of advice you would give them till they stay true to who they are?
Don't look at your color. Don't look at the color and just be yourself. That's so generic. But it's really the only thing I can say. Like, just be yourself. Like, just discover what kinds of things you can do, what you like, loving yourself. Just don't listen to anybody else. Well, see, this is all like so generic, so it's hard.
I mean, it might sound generic, but like someone actually listening to this might be like, wow.
Yeah, it really, other people really, really so much. It does not matter what other people think. Like, you can never be in their heads. They can never get into your head. Yeah. It really does not matter what they think. Yeah. Just be true to yourself and only yourself, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Because in the end, you live life alone and no one else matters.
Not living a lonely life.
Not a lonely life, but like you're the only sole person that can be in your head. You're the one person that you're going to have to live with. So just love yourself.
Oh my God.
Though.
That's a good piece of advice.
I'm pretty sure I heard it somewhere in a variation of that sentence. I have no idea where, but you're till death, you're going to be alone with yourself. Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh.
It's a little bit dark, but it makes sense.
Yeah. Of course. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for joining me here on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. It was an honor to be a first guest.
Yes. When I walked in like the CHMA studios, you were like the first person that came like and showed me like the ropes. So it would only be right to make the first person like on my special project. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you everyone for listening. This is the I Love Me podcast, and join us next week for an upcoming episode with another guest bringing you their own personal experiences, how they overcome them, and how they love themselves. My name's Thor.
I'm Siyun.
And we're out.
Thank you.